Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another day of the video diary. How's it going today? Today we are heading to work again. Last day of the week though. It feels like a bloody long time since I had a flexi day, and I know that's kind of a massive bonus. Most people work every day of the week, but my god, does it feel like 2 very long weeks have just passed. So yeah, this is the last day. Got flexi day tomorrow. So we're going to have a 3-day weekend, although Sunday is kind of lost because Mum's coming down. Oh well, so yeah, what's going on today? Hey, I got up at 6, which isn't bad. Well, it's normal. Basically got ready all normally, left normally, job done, right? I don't know why I tell you each morning like it's going to be fucking different. It's not. Well, I've got nothing else to tell you at this point of the day. But what I do have to tell you is that we are going to be trying to vlog today, because I'm shit at it. I haven't got really bad at it. Also, what I'm going to be doing when I get home is I've been trying to use a Visual Studio style MVC for 2 separate reasons. One for security and functionality reasons, because it opens up this great big database of code that I can use, and I can basically run C# programs behind my website in order to make it like insanely powerful. However, it's turned into a bit of a bitch to install, so I'm going to program something like it myself. Like the original idea was that I'd have a controller that would do everything, and I'm just going to develop my own controller in PHP, which isn't ideal because it's harder to test. It's harder to test without putting it on Alfie anyway, but it's too much hassle. I should have had a Windows computer. The problem is Linux isn't designed to run, or the Raspberry Pi isn't designed to run things like MVC4, which is one of Microsoft's newest MVC formats. I can do an MVC2, but then you're starting to lose half of the good things about the MVC and the ASP power. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be transferring that into a PHP program, and I'm going to be basically if I did it in PHP, it would be of the same power as an ASP 2.0 program, which is what I'll be doing anyway, so I may as well learn the PHP version, which may make it a bit messy. It's less enjoyable, but that's what we're going to be doing. When I get in, I'm going to be resetting my server up so that I can just YOLO swag kind of the way it used to be, but I'm going to be using a different format so it rolls fast. But yeah, it's unrealistic being able to, because the idea is, well, Visual Studio, you can program it there, test it there, like I can just press play there and I'd never have to put it on Alfie unless I knew it worked. The PHP way, my controller is going to have 2 arms, like a testing arm and a normal arm, and then I update all of the files every time I want to test it, which is a bit shit, but there's nothing else you can really do, to be honest with you. I could probably set up like Sublime or something to automatically transfer all the files over. Who knows? But anyway, we're heading off to work. Today at work we are going to be doing a complete redesign of the board to make it fit on a mobile interface, which is going to be interesting. We've got a week to do it as well. We're going back to the old style 1-week sprint, assuming that our boss doesn't have something more important for us to do. It's 10 past and I left 5 minutes later than I normally leave. I wouldn't mind if the buses got here for past on the dot every single day. It's the freaking, how much it changes on a daily basis. Yesterday, that bus got me here for past. Today, it got me here for 7 minutes past. It doesn't make sense. And we're home. I would have talked to you earlier, but I was on the bus talking to Dad on the phone, and then I got off that and talked to Lovely on the old blower as well. Otherwise, though, today has been absolutely awesome at work. We freaking demonstrated the sheer power of freaking MVCs insanely, and we basically developed a mobile version of a site we've been working on for we put about, wow, how many months did we put into it? About 6 weeks I think we put into it, getting the board like that, and in a day we had a mobile version, just bang, with whole new graphs, whole new data, just bang, straight in there, because we used the MVC format. All we needed to do, the M and the C were there, just needed a little bit of adding to. Just take out the old view, put in a new view, bam, and it's awesome, and it worked, and it was great. So it was really, really good. And we were sat at work today just like bashing out work and stuff, and we'd finished. Basically, I'd finished my section, which was a third of it. The other two finished theirs, except Lewis, who is waiting on one thing. He's got some issues just with the way that the data's being stored. We need to be able to cycle through the aggregators better. But that is enough bad work. Like I say, I came home and then it's all dry already. Beast. Came home and I had my stir fry and stuff, and I am now currently going to be creating my server. Right, so the plan of attack is not to piss about with MVC, because we're going to be using such an old, out-of-date version on this thing, on Linux, and it's just so much hassle, it's not really worth it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to create a PHP version of that. It's going to be relatively complicated, but essentially, every single time you hit my server, you will always hit the same PHP file every single freaking time, and then from there that will act as a controller in order to go off and do all of the other things. I'm going to attempt to use the same format as an MVC, but in PHP, which means a lot more control and stuff. I believe it's possible. It just might be a bit of a pain. It might be a bit of a twinge and a bit of a thingamajig. What I'm going to do as well, though, is I'm going to keep track of all of the things that I'm doing in order to make sure that I can, like, tell you guys about it later, because it'll probably make a good couple of blog posts on the blitzsoftware.co.uk site and stuff, won't it? How to set up the server itself and all that kind of goodness, and I will show you everything I did. Because the problem is, when I'm doing half of this stuff, it's very much a case of I kind of it's just following tutorials and stuff, but most of them aren't very good and they don't cover everything that most people need. It bugs me. But so what we're going to be doing then, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm literally reformatting the hard drive again for the 90th time, and I'm going to be developing all of this in Sublime, not in Visual Studio. But theoretically the controller should make it quite easy to test, because it'll be a case of, if I can set like some logic rules saying, like, if I'm attaching it from, if it's my IP address testing the site, then show me the beta mode, or if it's this, then do this, etc, etc, etc. The only difficult thing is going to be stopping you accessing anything beyond what you're supposed to be accessing, which is the controller. The controller's got to be good enough to stop you accessing anything else. That's going to be the hard part, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, right, let's get on. You know what? John just tweeted me a picture of a guy I do not recognise in any way, shape or form. Turns out this is a really, really young Jonathan Ross. And I was like, he said, do you recognise this person? And I'm like, no. And I thought, maybe it's him. Maybe it's him. I don't know. And then he said, I'll quote, because I looked at it to start with, and I'm like, he says, okay, this very young Jonathan Ross bears a passing resemblance to a certain daily vlogger. I assume me. Be awkward, wouldn't it? And I was like, does it now? And then I loaded up my webcam, and you know what? It kind of does, with the exception of like me being, this is the worst thing ever. With the exception of me having like brown hair and being blown out to hell, that's not bad. GG, John Canner. I found it. Well, there's my doppelganger. Well, I'm his doppelganger. I'm clearly more famous. I mean, how many of you guys recognised me when this video started, compared to how many of you recognised him when I showed you him? I'm going to guess 3 of you recognised him, including John, Andrew, maybe Philippe. I don't know if Jonathan Ross is big in America. You're all old, aren't you? So, oh, fucking jokes, boys, jokes. Anyway, yeah, I'm setting up my. I think I've just got my Raspberry Pi is now set up and ready to communicate with me over SSH. Yeah, it is, buddy. So now I don't need to use that other silly little thingamadoohick. It's time to start building this site. It looks like it's still going to be quite hard to do what I want to do. Why do I have to be so different all the time? Because I want it to be cool. I want it to be freaking cool. Right then, I'm in the process of putting my sites up. It's 1 o'clock in the morning though, so I'm going to get going to bed. I think that's probably the best call, don't you? Yeah, it's the sites are on their way being back online. They're probably accessible. You could probably hit them, at least in some way, shape, or form. But I'm struggling getting my stuff linked with my new formatting and my new style of doing everything. It's kind of difficult in order to get all the relative addressing right. I can't quite figure it out. I don't know why it's not working at the moment, to be honest with you, but we'll see. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get going for today because I've just been sat here tapping away sorting out my server and stuff. And I've been playing Hearthstone for the past hour or so. Keep meaning to say goodbye to you, but keep wanting to win another game. It's a tough world. It's a tough world. Tomorrow, I've got a day off. I'm not at work tomorrow. It's Flexi Day, and I'm excited. I'm going to be sorting out main channel video. I'm going to be sorting out photos. Going to be concentrating on that bad boy up at the top. But yeah, that is the plan there, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I'm going out, but I've got bacon sandwiches for them in the morning. I'm going to be getting up at 8, having a bit of a lie-in. Although I'm going to bed an hour later, so I guess it's not really. But, well, go to bed an hour later, get up 2 hours later, so it's not bad. But yeah, I'm going to get going. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you later.